Hey guys, Adam Kovic here.
And Bruce Green.
And today we're checking out Metro Last Light. We got a preview build in the other day, and I got a little bit of a gameplay demo, and I'm showing this footage for the first time to Bruce.
I've never watched it.
No, you have not.
Not at all.
So this is the very beginning that we got to check out, just showing off kind of the general world of Metro.
Jeez, look at the lighting physics, and I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Well, if you played Metro 2033,
I did.
You may remember the game was very beefy on the PC, and it looked gorgeous.
It did. Yeah.
Consoles were a little bit lacking, not too bad, but we did play this on a PC that was is awesome. Playing with a controller though, so it does have kind of a Xbox interface. But I just want to highlight some of the scares and crazier parts of the game because, in my opinion, I think Metro is more of a survival horror game than a lot of actual survival horror.
So it's like a combination of first-person shooter and survival horror? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, basically. But they have... So while the last game I felt like was a bit more tough on you,
right,
this one I feel is a little more forgiving, and it makes the action moments a little more doable.
Well, 2033 I felt was a little slow. It was always kind of those things that's why it was survival horror, because you're like, well, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? And
Right.
it finally happened, and you're like, oh, you jump out of your seat.
And then you die a lot.
Yes, yeah, it was very
it was a very unforgiving game. This one seems to be a little bit more... has some of those action set pieces that sounds like that you were missing out on.
Yeah.
With these gigantic rat things just coming at you. I mean, I get kind of freaked out when I see this.
So cool. It really looks... And that was another thing about 2033. It was kind of drab. Even though it looked amazing, it was drab. So everything would look the same color. There's obviously a lot more color. They tried to brighten everything up.
So actually, funny part, that scene right there, when we were doing the gameplay walkthrough, I actually asked the person doing the demo, can you back up and can I recap that part? Because it looks like a Disneyland ride.
It does. It looks like pirates, yeah.
That looked really cool. Real quick right there, I just wanted to highlight that the battery charger is back that you remember.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so the idea of like you have to actually keep your light going. So like we were talking earlier, the survival horror aspect is very much there.
Yep. What's the engine that drives this game?
I think it's a proprietary engine that the developers are using, hence why it was so beefy on the PC.
Gotcha.
Those guys are very, PC centric, and talking to the guys at Deep Silver, they were telling me that they're working very hard to make this a lot friendlier on consoles, especially with the interface.
Oh, okay. And they haven't done a new engine for this or anything, right? It's just sort of the upgraded engine to 2033.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, and when we first saw the demo, I believe back in 2010, I remember that blew my mind of just how amazing the cloth physics and everything else work together, and a lot of that's still here.
And it's only gotten better. Did they tell you how what kind of improvements they made in that field?
Not a lot. I mean, I think just the advancements have come from NVIDIA and physics,
Gotcha.
Which we'll see here in a minute. Which this is probably my favorite part of the demo.
Oh, there you go.
Once again, I ask, can I please cap this?
Wow. I mean, cloth physics is really actually very difficult to do in most games. It's always glitching and the hair, and it always glitches. That looked fantastic.
Yeah?
Yeah, that actually looked close to real, I would say.
Going back and talking about the kind of the HUD and the interface, a lot of the things that were in the original Metro are still back where your objectives are still on this piece of parchment.
Yeah.
And you have to look at it with a light. There was a scene earlier that you can see where he was switching through guns and adjusting ammo. The game does kind of come to a pause, but it's still moving slowly, so the game never really stops.
Huh, interesting.
Which is kind of cool. And this was just kind of towards the end of our demo where he was showing him an objective, but there was some just amazing light rendering that was going on.
Like that? Oh, jeez. Wow.
Gorgeous.
This is, for me, being a huge PC fan, this is just perfect. This is exactly what I wanted.
There's just a lot of stuff here. And then this was probably my least favorite part as well, just because I freaking hate spiders.
Creepy. I don't like that at all.
These things were really cool, though. They actually react to light, which they freak out. They basically kind of burn under the light, so you can see it right there.
Oh, there you go. They're like vampires, right?
Yeah, so what I really enjoyed about this game was all the different creatures reacted in different ways, and it allowed for kind of some versatility in what they were showing in the demo, and it actually just makes me very excited for Metro Last Light.
This looks fucking fantastic.
It's a great looking game. I'm hoping the gameplay is still there from what I saw. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Very creepy, very survival horror-y, and the game is coming out next week, and hopefully we will have a review up shortly after that.
I can't wait. Let's do it.
Okay.